Hello, and welcome to Beyond My Truth. If today is your first time here, my name is Tayshawn, and I would like to thank you for visiting, and again, I welcome you. In short, what you will find is me sharing information about my life, just telling you about my story, things that I've gone through, struggles that I have faced, triumphs that I have had, and ways that I've learned to overcome. So hopefully I can encourage you. If you'll interact with me, you can encourage me as well, and we can get through this thing called life together. That being said, today, this specific post is not about me. I will speak about myself a little bit, but more so, I'd just like to dedicate this post to the life of my friend Staci Roberts. Staci and I were friends for about 15 years plus, and she passed on to be with the Lord this past Wednesday. Again, I just want to tell you about who she was to me, how I saw her, how her life impacted me, and the ways that I hope to get beyond my truth based on what I saw in her. I want to start by reading two scriptures that I really think she stood on and embodied how she lived. The first one, by the way, I'm going to be reading from the New Living Translation, and the first scripture is Isaiah chapter 26, verses 3 through 4. It says, "You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, all whose thoughts are fixed on you. Trust in the Lord always, for the Lord God is the eternal rock." I know she stood on that because I know if there's anybody that I know that trusted God, it was Staci. When I tell you a little bit about her, you'll understand why I say that. The second scripture that I want to read, I think very many of us know. It is Romans chapter 12, verse 2, again from the New Living Translation version. It says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." Again, watching her life, I believe that she embodied that scripture. I know I've shared in some of her battles with her. I've watched her in some of her battles, and Staci was different. She isn't like anybody that I know. There are very few people that I can say lived like Staci. To be honest with you, off the top of my head, my grandmother and Staci. It doesn't get any more than that. She had cancer, and I first want to say she did not lose her battle to cancer. On the contrary, she won in every way. The way that she lived her life, I believe without a doubt, she's gone on and God said, "Well done." So she's received her crown and she's won. She's won the reward. She is in the best place that she could possibly be. She's with God. And living through her battle, she won. She fought her battle with grace. She fought her battle to the utmost. She did not let cancer stop her. She truly lived. She lived and she lived. And that's how I can say she won. She was gracious. She just never stopped. Just to tell you a little bit about her, she's a full-time mother, and when I say an amazing mother, she embodied that. She had a full-time job. She was a full-time dance studio teacher. She was a full-time friend. She was in ministry. She was a pageant choreographer. She participated in pageants. Like, she did it all. And everything that she did well. I don't know anybody that can do everything that they do well, but she did. Every hat that she chose to wear, she wore it and she rocked it. Like, it doesn't get any better. She was in this battle for her life, and she never stopped. Like, I knew Staci. I knew her. I knew that she had cancer, so I knew that she was sick, but I didn't know that she was sick. Like, she didn't move like there was anything that was going to stop her. She just kept going until she couldn't. So when I say she won because she ran the race, and she ran it until she just didn't have the ability to anymore. And when she didn't have the ability, she went on to do God. That's just... I'm sorry, it's kind of hard for me to find words around her, so if I ramble or if I get stuck, I do apologize. That's how I watched her in her health battle. And during that time, again, she was battling for her life, and she was there for me in a way that no one else could be. She was there for me in some of the worst moments of my life. She helped me navigate some things in my life that, very honestly, if I was in her situation, I don't know if I would have been able to do that. I don't know if I would have been able to be as strong as she was. I don't know if I would have been able to be as selfless as she was. She just, when I say she embodied Christ, like, she had so many attributes of Christ that I can only hope that I would be able to walk those things out. I would be able to gain that in my life as I continue to live it. She went through some things personally, and I mean, I saw her go through things that other people may have broke under that. Like, literally. I saw her go through things that I actually saw people break under the same pressures and circumstances. And she just wouldn't. She wouldn't. Because when I tell you she stood on who God is and what He does and what He's capable of, she never faltered. Her trust was unwavering. And again, I don't know anybody else like that. So I'm grateful that God gave me someone that I could reach out and touch. Like, that was that close to me. That was that exemplary. In situations where I would have been ready to fight, I'd have been ready to cut people off, I'd have been ready to turn tables, she always moved in grace. She moved in love and kindness, forgiveness, graciousness. Like, again, there's nobody like Staci, nobody like her, and I'm indebted to her because I saw Christ-like in her, up close and personal, true to form in real life. And applying how she lived to how I can get beyond my truth is this. We don't have to let circumstances and situations dictate what we do in life. Meaning, instead of me reacting on how I feel, how something has made me feel, instead of me getting caught up in what I think, what I created as my truth, I can stop. And I can be like, you know what, God? I need you to tell me what to do. I need you to lead me. I need you to show me what it is that you want me to do so that I can be pleasing to you. And let me say this about Staci. The interesting thing about her was everything she did to please God. But I don't know if it was, and I hope I'm saying this right, I don't know if it was a thing that she did to please. She was just pleasing. Like her way of being, because her mind was transformed, because she stood on him and she was so faithful and committed to walking in his will, she was just pleasing. It wasn't a preconceived thing. It wasn't a thing where she said, I have to do this, or I can't do this, or let me do this too. It's just who she was. That's amazing to me. And I hope to embody that as I move in Christ. So, just back to my point, in dedicating this post to her, I loved her. She is love. Like she just brought so much to so many people. And I hope to take what I've learned from her and use that way of being, those attributes of Christ that she had. I hope to learn to embody them on my own with God's help and become an example like she was. Like, that's the best way that I can honor her. So yeah, with that said, I hope that you will join me in getting beyond our truths and our mindsets and all of the things that we have set in place, and learn to kind of stop and focus and ask what we can do to be better, to do better. Because as we do that, not only will we transform our circumstances and our situations, but also our environments. So our communities will change. They'll be impacted. Our neighborhoods will be impacted. Our nation will be impacted. If we have a country, a world full of people that are saying, what can I do to be better? Not just reacting, not just dealing with how we feel. I don't want to ramble. I kind of feel like I was rambling because I couldn't find the words to adequately say what I wanted to say about Staci. So I hope that I was as concise as I could be and that you gained from what I had to say. But I hope that you'll take what you heard today and hopefully apply it so that we can walk together beyond our truths. God bless.